What is up, everybody? It's your boy Anime Mafia back at it again in another video. And for today, we're doing what if Izuku was alright, what if Deku was the son of Shirakumo. So you see, we start off before and then on how Shirakumo, had Izuku. So Shirakumo, but this is before, like a bit before he had his internship, would have a girlfriend named Inko, and things go there, and this is like before his death, a couple of years early to his death, and then before he had his internship with I forgot man's name. What this man is, his Purple Highness, before he had his internship with his Purple Highness. So he would meet up with Inko, and his pull-out game wasn't really strong, so his pull-out game wasn't really strong, and he had Izuku. That's the basic jig of it. Now, of course, Inko loved him and didn't mind having Shirakumo's kid, but then she heard of Shirakumo's death. Now, of course, Shirakumo never told or had a chance to tell Aizawa or President Mike about him having a kid, so they didn't know if he'd exist. So finding out that he's dead, this would devastate. This would devastate Inko. But to manage to get over it, due to her friend, due to Mitsuki Bakuno, aka Bakuno's mom, helping her get through it. So when she had to get pregnancy test, because she found out he was pregnant with Izuku. Now, normally, if he should give his Shirakumo's last name, Izuku Shirakumo, but he decided to change it to Midoriya so he doesn't have like a target on his back. Yeah, but she's just playing it safe. Izuku growing up without a father, he'd have Hisashi, but he knows he's not his dad, considering the fact Izuku has bluish white hair that's messy, and he doesn't know, and he has blue eyes like his father. He doesn't know who his father is. That's one. Like, he doesn't know who his father is, so he grew up without a father. And yes, we'd have Hisashi, Midoriya, posing as his stepdad, but not. But he'd eventually have he wouldn't have another kid, just posing as his stepdad. So Izuku would pretty much grow up. Bakugo eventually manifests its quirk, and here's a difference. Because Bakugo would start to bully Izuku one day, another kid one day, and it'd be like, alright. So, but Izuku's trying to stand in the way. He knows he's scared, but oh wow, look at the deadbeat. Oh, the one who doesn't have a deadbeat dad. Man, that's that snowy white hair could. Izuku, just get the hell on out of here. I'll be nice today, and I'll say, Izuku, get the hell out of here. We all know you can't fight. Think you can fight me and my Yankees? Please, just get out. And Izuku saying no, Bakugo. He wanted to be a hero. Well, if you're Quirkus deadbeat, having fought with Bakugo saying, "Oh, you could be a hero." First off, you don't have no damn dad. And we all know that Hisashi, who's also a deadbeat. Because we all know that Hisashi, who's also a deadbeat. Yeah, your quote unquote stepdad, not really your dad too. Because you don't look like shit. So So I highly suggest for your ass to move out the way. But Izuku's still saying no. He's getting his ass beat. And this will leave an effect on Izuku for like a lasting effects on who. Just don't mention that he doesn't have a father. He isn't like mentioning the fact because he never knew who his dad was, and every single time he would ask his mom about who his dad was, she would just give Izuku a sad look. And he would, because like he doesn't really know who his dad is. What does he remember? Because he doesn't remember what he looks like, and he's going through it right now. So we would see him, Izuku, going through it, and going through like the struggles of life. Before this man, because Izuku actually becomes a full-time delinquent, like, legitimately, because due to the fact his mom's trying to tell him to stop, but he doesn't want to listen, so Izuku would become a delinquent. He still wants to become a hero, but he's a delinquent. He'll still get good grades, but like, the man's a legitimate delinquent because he really been tired of Bakugo growing up, so he would beat people's asses, like off the spot whenever they would mention or even try to bring up the fact he doesn't have a dad. He doesn't have a father. And Bakugo's the only one who would like beat his ass. Like he was quirkless. Like we even see he's even starting to, cause like he had like bluish hair. He had green hair, but slowly he started to like look a lot more like stressed. Not natural blue white hair like his father, but legitimate white hair due to stress and due to stress and due to working hard. And even when Izuku would manifest his quirk, it still wasn't anything. It wasn't anything cool at all. Bakugo would still bully him. He has no practical advantage whatsoever. And his quirk would be called cloud manipulation. Unlike his father's quirk, though, it'd be better than his father's quirk. Albeit it's not that powerful. It's more versatile, but not that powerful. So, hence why Izuku's a delinquent. His mother would be very saddened by this, because Izuku's not interested, because he's always getting calls by the school that Izuku's beating people up. And of course, Inko would confront him one day about it. Izuku, why are you beating people up at school? And with Izuku telling his mom, oh wow, suddenly you decided to care about me beating people up at school. I've been bullied for most of my entire life. I think it's time they have their own taste of their own damn medicine for once. Your father wouldn't like this. Who? Hisashi? You think I care? No, clearly not. Because maybe if my dad wasn't so, maybe my dad really is a deadbeat. Because I never got to meet him. For all we know, he could have been a villain. I don't care. For all we know, he could have been a villain. And besides, the one difference separating from me and him is the only thing I got from him is his stupid white hair. Because, yeah, Izuku is pretty much pissed off at his mother. Because Inko knows that Izuku's not necessarily the kind boy she used to know, seeing his son who wants to become a hero. He's really become just like a bit less like Bakugo, but like Izuku doesn't really care. He still wants to become a hero. He has all his intentions at heart, but he just wants to be a hero. Because even if his quirk is not even that even strong, he doesn't really have much. He knows he should at least try to get into UA. So we see, because I mean, so the other day, so the next day, right, Bakugo got Izuku really pissed off, and yes, Izuku is not really a martial artist. He's a street fighter. He's a street baller. His quirk is not really much. So yeah, his quirk is not really much. He's a street baller. So we would see him, you would see Izuku get into a street ball, and he would, and he knows for a fact that if he goes head to head with Bakugo, he's not really going to win, because so he has this whole entire covert plan. He's going to jump Bakugo, and have Bakugo taste his own medicine, because like he's taken more L's than he could count, and he's really tired of it. He's thinking, you know what? I really am tired of Bakugo. Izuku saying to himself, so I should jump him. So while Bakugo wasn't looking, so he'd have Izuku would pretty much grab him by a chokehold. Of course, this is not turning out that too well for Izuku because Bakugo has a quirk, but he's been able to tank his explosions, build up a sort of resistance to it. He's been able to tank his explosions, resistance to it, to say the least. So he would after that pretty much grabbing him by a chokehold, a weak move, and finally said, I'm taking the dub. And so he pretty much hits Bakugo, and they got in an all-out fight. So by hitting him, by getting the by using a spawn, using his quirk, because he's not quirkless anymore. He inherited his father's quirk, but it was not really much. More versatile, but weaker than his dad's quirk overall. So he would get on one of his clouds, but Bakugo would knock him out. But knock him off his cloud. But he has a plan. He makes a whole entire smoke screen, and with the water pouring down, this is his plan. You know, he's been studying in science class, thinking, wait a minute, I should probably, like, you know, make it the right chemicals to make at least some sort of a miniature lightning, some sort of like a miniature lightning ball. To at least attack Bakugo. I mean, he's not necessarily using his quirk, but he's going to at least try to make it like a miniature lightning bolt. So after that, we see like making the chemicals for a lightning bolt, and if it's affecting his clouds, so it should start to make at least a bit of a rainstorm. And just needs to wait till like till the right time. He needs to use something as a lightning rod. So we grabbed a piece of metal from a lead pipe and sticks it down for Bakugo. So he leaves Bakugo trying to blow out the smoke, and him with Bakugo attacking him. And he, of course, he led Izuku right to his trap. It led him right to his trap. So Izuku, using a rope, ties up Bakugo to the lead pipe. But Bakugo can easily break out of this, but here's his plan, with a little bit of a lightning strike hitting the lead pipe, passing through the rope, and electrocuting Bakugo. And this is and Izuku's finally happy. He's finally happy. He's finally thinking, yes, I finally won. With him being happy about it, because like he finally took a good dub. Of course, this is not the dub. Of course, this is the dub that he wanted. So he's seeing Bakugo electrocuted on the ground. Of course, Bakugo's not dead. It's not a point, but it's not like a legitimate lightning blast. But it's still something though. It'll still paralyze him a bit, and this is it has him paralyzed, not too burnt, but paralyzed. He only has a couple of first to second degree burns. Nothing too crazy. So, so Izuku finally having Bakugo stuck in a rope, or whatever left is part of the rope. He starts beating up Bakugo. I mean, you know, it's like he starts kicking him, stomping on his head, pretty much doing exactly what Bakugo deserves, a straight up good old beating. And of course, teachers have to intervene, but Izuku pretty much stops whatever threats the teachers have. And of course, teachers try to intervene. The students, all of them are like not really surprised, but they're still like he's beating Bakugo until Bakugo's nose starts getting bloodied. He starts using a pretty much headbutting Bakugo, saying, "What's wrong, Bakugo? Get up!" Stomping on his stomach. With Bakugo being able to move, he tries to choose an explosion, but Izuku pretty much grabs him by both of his hands, and headbutts him again. Now, of course, Izuku eventually gets restrained by one of the teachers, and Bakugo has to get sent to the hospital. With him getting scolded by the principal himself, telling why is Izuku doing this, but Izuku really couldn't care less what the principal thinks. And when one of the teachers trying to tell him to go sit down, Izuku pretty much hits one of the teachers with a chair. And Izuku was saying to himself, he finally did it. He finally won. This is one that Bakugo's gonna be scared of him. Now Bakugo's gonna be the one scared of him, and not the other way around. So, with Izuku being like, with Izuku arriving home, him bruised, he has a couple of bandages on his face, his face is a bit swollen, and his knuckles are a bit bruised, as you can see in this picture. A couple of cuts. A couple of cuts, right? Hold on, let me just, as you can see here in this picture, he's just not necessarily bleeding like profusely, but he's still like, has a couple of bruises. So we see Izuku, traveling home, going upstairs, and wrapping up his knuckles, because his knuckles kind of hurt, considering the fact he pretty much is has a couple of bruises, and then with Inko questioning this on why is Izuku covered in bruises. Of course, she already knows he's become a full-time delinquent, but once he learn how to fight, they'll sit down to another fight, because he don't. So, and then we would see Izuku. We see someone knocking, pretty much Inko pretty much being like knocking on Izuku's door. With Izuku being Izuku, he was saying, "Mom, well, what do you want?" Utone, and he asked Bakugo's mother downstairs. Okay, am I supposed to care? Like, what is it to me? And because really, what is it to me? Do I should care why? And found Bakugo pretty much bloodied, bruised, and had first to second degree burns. He's in the hospital right now. Okay, with Izuku saying okay, and what is it to me? And asking did he or did he not beat Bakugo up, with Izuku saying yes. Because with him now with Inko saying for Izuku to apologize to Mitsuki who was crying right now. With Izuku saying, why should I apologize? You want me to apologize? Mom, he's been you. I don't know if you haven't noticed this already, or are you just too stupid enough to notice this? Bakugo's been bullying me for years. Most of my miserable childhood, I couldn't enjoy the good person of my childhood because of him. He's been bullying me for years, and he finally gets a taste of his own medicine. And now you're coming to me saying Bakugo's been bullying me for years. For years, Mom. You know this already. Bullying me because I was quirkless. Bullying me because apparently not all people can become heroes. My quirk's too weak, and don't even get me started on my dad. And you want me to say sorry to his mom? Man, you got me. You should have. The only thing she could have done, it was in her power to do so, was stop Bakugo from being such an asshole all the time. And you want me to say sorry to him? Man, I wish that man could die for once. And with Inko crying why Izuku's wishing death on somebody else. He had everything handed to him. And I didn't. I had to grow up most of my life without a quirk. I manifest a quirk. It's nothing special. So with Izuku saying this, I don't feel bad by it. You think I feel bad? No, I don't. With Izuku pretty much yelling at his mother. I don't feel bad whatsoever. But what if he dies? He dies. End of story. I couldn't care less about it. I don't care the fact that we grew up together. I hate him. I hate him. I grew up most of my life without a quirk. You cannot understand how unfair it is for me to get bullied by him, Mom. You need to understand this. I'm not saying sorry, but if he dies, he dies. I couldn't care less that bastard dies anyways. So Izuku's storming off back to his room, pretty much pissed off at this point because his mom's legitimately saying sorry to Bakugo. The Bakugo who terrorized him to his mother. Man, the only that really pissed me off. Really pissed me off. Why didn't Mitsuki stop Bakugo from bullying Izuku? That makes legitimately no sense. I think because if this situation actually happened, why would Izuku actually have to say sorry? This actually happened in the canon. If Izuku beat Bakugo up in an actual legitimate fight, in a street fight, why would he have to say sorry about it though? Why would he have to say sorry about it? Because concerning the fact, Bakugo has bullied him for years. 1, 2, he grew up most of his life without a quirk. His quirk doesn't do anything. It's not much. It doesn't do anything much. It's not much. And 3, and listen to 3 here. The man is a legitimate asshole. He's an asshole to everybody, and Mitsuki knows this too. Yet she didn't do anything. I don't get that. That's kind of bad parenting, considering the fact that Bakugo in the main series, in the main timeline, told Izuku to go take a swan dive off the roof and kill himself. So, yeah, I don't. I'm pretty sure that best friends like honestly. Because if I were Zuko, I would be in My Hero, right? I want to take orders from Bakugo of all people, calling him Kachan. That's the nickname reserved for friends, first of all, and second of all, the man's been terrorizing you for years, and you finally get the taste of revenge. That man needs revenge. Like, damn, that really pissed me off, man. Like, but anyways, so get this video to I'ma say not pushing it too much. 50 get this video to 100 likes. Yeah, get this video to 100 likes. And you'll get ready for a part 2. So I hope you love the what if. Goodbye.